Welcome to GWF Action, April 29th. We are one day removed from GWF Perennial 39, and I'm Trent Lawless.
I'm Basilisk.
We've got the hottest action here for you anywhere in the galaxy, fans. Basilisk, what about last night's GWF Perennial 39?
That was amazing, especially how Monolith still kept his title.
I don't agree with you at all. Monolith may have the title, but the winner of that match last night was the Perfect Specimen. And something has to be done about this. The Perfect Specimen was robbed just like these two men. The Gladiators were robbed in their pursuit of the tag team titles.
They were pinned.
For anybody that didn't catch GWF Perennial 39, go watch the replay right now. We'll wait because there was some amazing action. We've got a new champion, a new IP champion. We've got a new Galactic champion, even if it hasn't been crowned yet. We have controversy surrounding the Minister of War Godsend match. Folks, if you missed GWF Perennial 39 last night, you've missed everything. Go watch it right now, and you see who I see on the screen right now, Basilisk? Scourge, one of the most controversial men in the GWF today. Folks, there is a lot of talk backstage about what's going on with Scourge.
I went backstage for a minute to get me some food, and all I heard was Scourge, Scourge, Scourge.
Well, the man was involved in one of the most controversial decisions, as Godsend has claimed that he did not submit. Judging by the videotape footage, it does not appear that he did submit against the Minister of the GWF.
That was a short match, and I was so mad.
I can't believe it. There was some very odd shenanigans going on with that match.
Speaking of a short match, the Sly Jury Shane Cosmic Death match. Cosmic match. Cage match.
The cage match, yes. Sly Jury Shane versus Epoch. And Killprey, sorry, I was watching the action in the ring there. We've got two teams that lost at GWF Perennial 39 tonight, squaring off to try to get back on the winner's side of things. In fact, most of the matches you'll see here tonight include people who lost in their matches last night.
I thought every match did.
As the Minister of the GWF, we have not seen him yet here today, but we do know that some people are getting a chance to try to avenge some GWF Perennial 39 losses. As you mentioned, Killprey and Epoch in one of the shortest cage matches we've ever seen. Very disappointed fan match for that one. Peyton Mortar with a nice move there. But all the talk has been the Minister of the GWF, did he pay off Scourge for that submission? And what happened? Go ahead, I'm sorry, Basilisk, your thoughts?
I think he did pay him off. I saw him backstage with some money, Scourge with a big pile of money in his pockets.
Well, if Scourge wants to keep a job, the Minister of the GWF doesn't have to pay him off. He just has to keep paying him and giving him a job. Scourge is certainly a very weak-willed individual. We all know that.
Yeah.
The only thing... Oh, nice leaping, falling face crusher there from Climber. The only thing I will say about Scourge is we all know he's done terrible jobs in the past. It's not like he's a top referee, but that was a really questionable call. And speaking of questionable calls, how about in the main event? You've got a triple threat match. Monolith.
The referee's decision is final.
Monolith was not involved in the decision. The Perfect Specimen knocked out in-game. By the letter of the law, that should be a victory for the Perfect Specimen. He should be the new Galactic Champion. Instead, Monolith sneaks up behind the Perfect Specimen, scores the pinfall after an elimination has been made. This was not an elimination match. It was a triple threat match. And Scourge awards Monolith the title. Why would he do that? Is Monolith working with the Minister of the GWF?
No. No, he's not.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because it seems like every decision Scourge made last night was in favor of the Minister of the GWF. And now suddenly, wouldn't it make sense for Monolith to join up with the powerhouse, the power of the GWF, the Minister of the GWF? With the Minister behind him, that would make a ton of sense. Why we haven't seen Monolith defending his title nearly as much as some other Galactic champions, nearly as much as we would have expected.
Yeah. I guess.
So you admit it yourself, Monolith is part of the Ethereum crew.
No.
Wow, I wouldn't have believed it, but if Basilisk is on board, Basilisk is a dyed-in-the-wool homer for Monolith.
No. He did not join up.
Meanwhile, while you're over here talking about Monolith nonstop, we've got a match in the ring.
Yeah, I know. You were the one who talked about him.
The Gladiators nearly picking up a fall there. Both of these teams, the FDF taking a loss last night to Martial Law, Patch and Skeever. The Gladiators, of course, we mentioned, lost to the Predators in a tremendous contest. In fact, most of the tag team matches last night were tremendous. If you missed out, you've missed some of the best action. Oh, a double decapitator. Some of the best action you'll see anywhere in the galaxy.
Yeah.
What was your favorite match of last night, Basilisk?
The last one. The main event.
The most controversial match there's possibly been in GWF history?
It's not controversial.
Oh, how can you say it's not controversial? You've got two men who have a legitimate claim to the championship. And the man who's causing all the trouble, standing right there in the center of the, well, off to the side of the ring. Decapitator clothesline there. Scourge. Scourge has caused nothing but trouble. Oh, chokeslam, that could be it. Oh,
What?
Climber just makes the
Do you think
save.
we'll have to redo Perennial?
The main event, that is quite possible, although from what I've heard, In-Game has been seriously injured and would not be able to participate in any rematch. Also, as we found out just last week, In-Game has decided that he is hanging up the boots. Oh, what an impressive twirling suplex. The FDF should have this one right here, but they managed to drop the ball again.
Yeah, they keep on dropping balls.
In-Game has said that he is officially retired from the sport of wrestling after the injury he suffered last night. I wouldn't be surprised if he can't go again in the ring. Now, what we may have to see, and I don't know, we'll hear from the minister of the GWF at some point, I'm assuming, is whether or not
20 minutes gone.
Monolith will defend his title against the Perfect Specimen.
Well, that was supposed to be the original match.
That was supposed to be the original match, but of course, the original decision should have been that the Perfect Specimen won the title. It should be a new era in the GWF.
Yeah, but
Thanks
it's
to
not.
Scourge, we've got a very questionable call. I wouldn't be surprised to see the championship committee give the belt to the Perfect Specimen.
I don't think they will.
I think they should. The man won the match. Why on earth was it not stopped as soon as In-Game was done?
Because Endgame got seriously injured.
Hey, once somebody is knocked out, that constitutes a victory. I'm not sure why the match was not stopped. If somebody is knocked out here, we've seen it several times. Once a knockout occurs, the match stops. Isn't some namby-pamby wrestling federation. We have knockouts. We have men that are capable of knocking men out. Boy, Tank Mortar has been impressive tonight for sure. Oh, and I say that, and just like that, he gets slammed down to the mat.
Oh. Oh.
We're nearing the end game, pardon the pun, of this match. We get really close to finishing this one off.
Yeah. It's already been 24 minutes.
I do know that the Gladiators, I mean, we've heard from them all night that the Gladiators are going to address their loss last night to the Predators. They were none too happy with that loss. Of course, can you blame them?
No.
A win here would definitely get them off on the right note as they try to get back into the championship hunt. But that might be it. Oh my goodness, what an upset. The Gladiators are on quite the losing streak of late as FDF Climber picks up a huge win for his team. Wow. Can you believe that, Basilisk?
No.
What an impressive opener. What a way to start our GWF Action show as we're coming right off of the perennial. And we will keep the action rolling as up next we've got Totalis versus Bex. These two men met last night in a 6-man tag team match between the three in the club. Tonight they're going to lock up one-on-one. Some would say these are the two best in-ring performers, possibly best wrestlers of those 6 men. What do you say, Basilisk?
I say they all stink, besides the club. They stink. The club, they stink so much that they need to go in the trash. And the 3, meh.
All right, well, that was a very hot take there, Basilisk. I'm surprised. I mean, Dante's a former GWF champion, Totalis the tournament master. I thought you were here to talk about the good things in the GWF, but wow.
Oh, I said it
Basilisk
opposite.
in there.
Oopsies. I said it opposite. Opposite. Wrong way. And 3 needs to go in the trash. The club is mess.
And there's Totalis. Possibly.
Totalis.
He loves to let fans know about his name, Totalis. Starting those chants. Of course, it would help if he won a match or two.
Now.
Oh, I've never seen that move. He did a takedown and knocked him out of the ring. I'm not sure I've ever seen a takedown used quite so effectively.
No.
Of course, backstage just now we heard the Gladiators wanting one more shot. I'm not sure why they deserve a title shot after that loss they had, and I'm kind of glad to see Castellix come out and interrupt them. I gotta wonder though. Oh, nice super kick. Who do you think would win between the pairing of the powerhouse teams, Moog and Sentinel, and Probation and Fist?
Well, Moog and Sentinel are on Godson's new team, if they... Which we all know that.
Give up.
Oh, he's locked on that submission hold. And Godson was out here earlier tonight.
Break.
Definitely feels cheated by GWF Perennial 39 decision rendered by Scourge. I'm not sure anybody could blame him on that one.
No, I bet he's gonna end up hexing him.
He may. Godson is one man I wouldn't want to cross. You got to wonder how stupid Scourge was to have possibly crossed the great evil. He's got to know that this is going to come back and haunt him. Possibly literally.
5 minutes gone.
Oh, 5 minutes into the match, we've had some tremendous fast-paced action here.
Wow.
A lot of submission holds.
Well, you've been talking about Godson and backstage action. We've had a great match so far.
Oh, nice split-legged moonsault. That could be it. Oh, near fall.
Oh, poop.
Boy, you are missing the action here, Basilisk.
I'm not missing it.
Oh! The
That's
bracket
just-
buster right there. That should have been it. Bex. Jeez. Bex managed to roll out of the ring.
Who's
Save
Bex?
his man. I'm imagining Best would be kind of like, oh, there's ground zero. Is that ground zero?
I don't know.
He's locked it on. Oh, bracket buster. And he didn't go for the pin. Nearly flipped out on Bex there. Bex was very upset to lose that match last night. Or actually, I'm sorry, Bex won the match. What are you talking about, Basilisk?
What were you talking about? What is that?
Give up.
Oh, mortal agony there, just trying to rip that arm out of its joint. Oh!
Give up.
He has
Give
applied
up.
3 submission
Give up.
holds in about a minute. He continues to pick apart those joints. That is Bex at his best.
Yeah.
Try saying that 5 times fast. Bex at his best. Bex at his best.
He messed up on the first try.
Totalis.
Stop
He is
saying
excited.
Totalis. We know you're Totalis.
The tournament master. Look at, oh! A butterfly suplex and then a drop kick to the, looked like the lower leg there. Not sure how effective that was. Wasn't enough to keep him down. And now Totalis looking to get a win back. He was not involved in the decision. Totalis, he better stop telling us about it though.
Break.
Big splash, but too close to the ropes.
Yeah.
Oh! Ground zero, but again, too close to the ropes, and Bex has had enough. He's taking it outside the ring.
3, 4,
Oh!
6.
Look at this action outside the ring. These guys hate each other. They are just pounding away.
13.
The dragon
14.
suplex there from Bex.
Yeah.
Back in the ring we go. Oh! A nice spinning suplex. That could be it.
Yes.
And a victory for Totalis almost out of nowhere after a vicious match.
What?
And here comes Pride to look at his partner, to give a thumbs up. Thanks for coming out, Pride. Not sure what that was about.
He came out at the wrong time.
I think he just came out to celebrate his buddy's win, but a tremendous victory. The final round there from Totalis, that spinning suplex. Tremendous action there.
Yeah.
Speaking of tremendous action, we're going to keep it flowing here with Shane,
And
a man who won last night, versus Farkas. Tharkus, of course, came up just short last night in the Fatal 4-Way IP title match.
Which Yuritar somehow won.
Shane was involved in the possible quickest decision we've ever seen in a Cosmic Cage match.
Yeah.
The Wyoming Outlaw making his way down to the ring. Look at those fireworks. The fans certainly very upset at Shane still for his betrayal. There's no question the former Galactic Champion is one of the best wrestlers in the GWF today.
Blah, blah. What's he saying?
I think he's telling everybody he's Shane, and when he wants it, he'll take the Galactic Championship back from Perfect Specimen or Monolith.
I think he's saying Totalis. That's what it sounded like.
I doubt Shane even knows who Totalis is. Shane's got only one person in sight, and that's whoever's got the Galactic Championship. Otherwise, Shane worries about himself and only himself. That's what worries me about his partnership with Sly Drury.
Yeah, me too.
Drury seems to think that they are together, that they're a partnership. I argue that once Shane doesn't need Sly Drury, Shane's going to leave him behind. Shane's like a rattlesnake. You cannot trust him. He will snap and bite you. And tonight, Tharkus is going to find out just how vicious Shane can be. Now, impressively, though, Tharkus has got the size on Shane, and he's definitely stronger.
Yeah.
And he's showing it early on with some power moves.
Yeah, but
What a victory this would be for the humanity's nightmare if he could beat Shane in the ring.
that would definitely move him up to some contention for a title.
Of course, speaking of Shane, just a second ago we saw before the commercial break Sly Drury and Epoch battling backstage. They will lock up one-on-one next week here live on GWF Action. No cage match, just a straight one-on-one match where there will be a victor. What do you think about that one, Basilisk?
Great. That cage match stank though.
Yeah, I think we thought that was going to be the match to decide this feud, and it turned out to be probably one of the most forgettable matches of last night's card.
I forget it all the time. What did some random dude
Look on that
like?
arm breaker.
Give up. Give
He
up.
could rip that out of socket.
Ow.
Shane just absolutely taking care of Tharkus now.
Minutes gone.
Humanity's Nightmare started out strong, but Shane is just a little too much for him to handle, I think.
Oh, and a pin too close to the ropes.
Pardon me, fans. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Something is happening backstage. Basilisk, do you have any idea what's going on backstage?
Let me see.
Eye for eye. That could be it. That should be it. Oh, a near fall. I think Tharkus got his foot on the rope. I've just received word that a special Galactic craft has just arrived to the GWF arena. Folks, I have no idea who would be in that Galactic craft. It could be the Minister of the GWF showing up.
It certainly might be.
Shane is just absolutely, he's going to get himself disqualified. I'm sorry, folks. We're trying to get a camera backstage so we can look into this Galactic craft. There is something going on. There's a 3 count. Maybe we can get some word here as we go into a commercial break. I don't know. We've got to find out who just showed up here. This is a late arrival, and we've got to know, folks. We're going to take a commercial break, and when we're back, we should find out.